Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm the Mystical Intuitive, and today's pick a card reading is about what your future spouse hides about themselves. At first, for pile 1 we have the Hematite Quartz stone. For pile 2 we have the green Jade stone. And for pile 3 we have the Lapis Lazuli stone. So pick one of these 3 piles and then I'll see you at your reading. At first, so let's see, what are they hiding at first? Tell me. I'm hearing a snake. Snake. Hiding at first. Tell me. I'm hearing a snake. Snake. So, I get the feeling that maybe they're trying to kind of test you in the beginning. They're trying to kind of see whether you are a trustworthy person or you're a snake, right? So yeah, that's something that they might be hiding. We also have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Emperor, Seven of Cups, Judgment, King of Swords, and this is the Star card. Yeah. Okay. I have a feeling that your future spouse wants to come across as the Emperor and the King of Swords, right? They want to appear like they have it all together. They want to be looked up as like dominant, as a leader, as logical, as disciplined, not emotional, very masculine here. But what they hide at first is how they actually kind of struggle with balance in their own life here with the Two of Pentacles. So, you know, they kind of maybe don't show that they actually kind of struggle with a lot of responsibilities in their life. On surface, they look stable, but on the inside, they might be, you know, juggling a lot of responsibilities, or pressure, or even self-doubt. Could be that they're kind of making themselves seem more financially stable than they are. It's like they're not really showing the struggle that they're going through in life. Could be with the Emperor, which is someone who likes to commit, right? And the Two of Pentacles can be juggling sometimes people. So maybe they're still talking to other people. We have your Seven of Cups that indicates options. So maybe they're keeping their options open before you guys become exclusive here. I feel like they definitely get overwhelmed by like choices that they have to. They're definitely a bit uncertain in the beginning. And I also feel like they just don't want to come across as someone who is like uncertain, undecisive. Might be someone who like second guesses themselves a lot. They overthink, right? And yeah, they're kind of hiding their confusion here with the Seven of Cups. With the Seven of Cups, they could also be fantasizing a lot about you. Oh my god, it literally has a snake here on the card. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's why they're a bit uncertain about you in the beginning, because they're trying to figure out, are you the snake? Are you the castle? Right? Are you like a... Are you too good to be true? Or are you exactly how you present yourself? Because with the Star, right, you are definitely the person who like stands out among all the people around them, among all their options here, right? It's a Star card. But maybe they're just trying to test you as well. Here with the King of Swords, that indicates strategy, logic. So again, is that they're using their mind to analyze you, to make a decision about you. And I feel like with the Judgment and the Star, they're kind of in a moment in their life where they're in a rebirth phase, right? The Judgment is about something coming back to life. Star is healing. So they're in a rebirth phase, right? They're kind of shedding an old version of themselves, and they're trying to step into a life that they actually want. Maybe they've played the fields for a while, but now they want to settle down here with the Emperor. But they want to settle down with someone good, right? And I also feel like they're kind of hiding that they're on a spiritual or life path awakening, and they kind of maybe fear being judged for not being like perfect yet. They're still kind of shedding old negative habits. Maybe they're also kind of hiding their spirituality. Maybe they don't know whether you believe in that. There's something maybe about their beliefs that they're also hiding here with the King of Swords. Maybe they're trying to appear like logical or say the things that most people would agree with. But secretly they're kind of hiding stuff because of fear of judgment, right? So I definitely feel like this person hides their vulnerability in the beginning as well, right? They don't always have like the answers. They don't always know what to do. You know, they have failed and they struggle, but they don't want to appear weak in front of you. So let's see what else for pile 1. What is their future spouse hiding in the beginning? I'm hearing songs remind me of you. So maybe, especially with the Seven of Cups, maybe they again like think a lot about you, fantasize a lot about you, daydream a lot about you, and they just keep being reminded of you. You know, listening to songs, watching TV shows, everywhere. You're in their mind. What are they hiding from pile 1 in the beginning? King of Cups, King of Pentacles, we have the Princess of Swords, we have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Tower card, and we have the Prince of Coins or the Page of Coins. 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Honestly, let's just go back for a sec to the star. Star is also about your dreams and aspirations, right? So that kind of maybe hide their future goals or ambitions because maybe they feel like they're too idealistic, and again, they don't want to be judged by you. Yeah. But the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups is again this energy. On the surface, they seem calm, they seem reliable, you know, maybe even a bit reserved, but they actually hide how deeply they feel and how much responsibilities they carry here with the King of Pentacles. They don't want to overwhelm you with their emotions as well, or kind of show their protective or a serious side right away. Maybe they're hiding their feelings here as well. And I feel like with the, you know, the Princess of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, they secretly watch you and study you, you know, more than they admit. Maybe they stalk your social media multiple times a day, I'm hearing even. Like they're overthinking. You're on their mind a lot. And they observe also your reactions, your words, and even small details because they want to understand you and make sure you're safe before they open up, right? And so I feel like they hide this curiosity about you behind like this more grounded and mature image here, right? I feel like maybe they hide their more childish or immature side and present themselves as like this more mature, serious person who has it all together. And I also feel like they hide their kind of their patience here and long-term intentions with Seven of Pentacles. So they act maybe a bit more casual in the beginning, right? But deep down they're already kind of thinking about where this connection could go, you know, years from now. But they just want to make sure that you are trustworthy, that you're not a snake, right? That's why they keep the options open. But I do feel with the Star, you're like their main priority. Like you stand out. It's you that they want. Yeah, with the Tower, you know, they've experienced something in the past, a breakup, a betrayal, or a big life change. Maybe a failed business. Maybe they were fired. And that kind of shook their foundation. And they kind of hide how much it has shaped them, right? They don't want to know, they don't want you to know how vulnerable or afraid of loss they really are, right? Yeah. Let's see what else. What is Pile One's future spouse hiding? What are they hiding? Tell me. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like they want to spoil you on dates as well, but it might be maybe a bit above their budget or something, but they might hide it. Like they might take you out on nice restaurants or something to impress you, or give you gifts, but it's maybe a bit out of their budget, but they're kind of hiding that. Three of Swords, they're hiding a big heartbreak. There's something about an ex that they might not want to talk about, how much that hurt them, you know, their experience with that ex. You have Hangman. Yeah, again, that's spirituality side that they're kind of hiding from themselves. This person has a deep fear of taking it, of being taken advantage of, right? Of sacrificing themselves too much and giving too much. And maybe that's something that they experienced with their ex, right? Maybe they don't want to repeat that history in their life. But they're definitely very much afraid of you breaking their heart. And I feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, they may kind of act very self-sufficient and confident and independent. But deep down, they sometimes feel like they don't want to do everything alone. Sometimes they don't want to be the responsible one. Sometimes they would love it if you would, you know, take care of them or surprise them or organize dates, right? It's like, as well, what I'm feeling is they might act like, you know, they're happy single, but, you know, deep down, they're kind of craving for real partnership here. But they still carry this old heartbreak or disappointment, right? That they don't openly talk about. They hide their past pain because they don't want to, yeah, they don't want it to define how you see them, right? And I feel like they also overthink and pause before they act here with the Hangman. So they hide their uncertainty and tendency to kind of retreat when they feel kind of emotionally exposed or vulnerable. And instead of showing you only their composed, yeah, instead of showing you like this uncertainty, they kind of show their like composed or patient side or something like that. It's like, yeah, they don't want to come across as having it not all together, I guess. Oop. Okay, so this card kind of flew out. It says, I'm kind of obsessed with you. So they're kind of obsessed with you. That's also something that they're hiding. I feel like this person like thinks a lot about you. Tell me, what is Pile One's future spouse hiding in the beginning? Yeah, I'm hearing, I want to open up to you, but I feel vulnerable. You mean everything to me. I'm learning to live without you. So for some of you, this could be where you guys, you know, start talking, start dating, and then there's a no contact situation. And they're kind of not really showing you how much they actually, you know, crave you and miss you. Tell me, what is their future spouse hiding in the beginning? The card comes in again. I'm kind of obsessed with you. Yeah, this person is definitely obsessed with you. I'm trying to move on from you, but they can't. It's like, what they're not telling you is that they can't move on from you. They can't stop thinking about you. What else? What are they hiding? I lied to you. Yeah, maybe they're lying about something. I don't choose you. Yeah, again, there might be like still options and they're still trying to, you know, cross out options here. Let's get one more card. One more deck. Let's use one more deck. Okay, for pile 1, what is their future spouse hiding? Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. Yeah, I feel like they're still not over their past. They're still kind of purging and they're trying to, you know, show that they're healed and, you know, all that. But yeah, I like you. Someone likes you. Okay, that might be why they're in the Seven of Cups energy. Maybe they're uncertain to approach you. Maybe they're like, should I date other people or should I move on or should I stay with and pursue this with pile 1 and tell them that they like them and that I don't want to lose them. Yeah, they're definitely conflicted date, meeting someone new. I feel like, I know the options angle is more so for the people who might kind of feel that they've already met their future spouse and kind of are in no contact situation right now. But what they're hiding is that it's hard to move on from you. Other people are not as interesting as you. Butterfly. Yeah, they want the relationship to evolve to the next phase, but they're kind of still feeling you out in the beginning. Tell me, what are they hiding? What's their future spouse hiding in the beginning? I'm seeing your future spouse like doing you a favor. It's like maybe they're offering to drive you to somewhere. It's like that's how they're going to be in the beginning. It's just a side note that I'm picking up. It's not really relevant to the topic of today's pick card reading, but yeah, I'm just seeing that your future spouse is very much they're gonna do like these little tasks for you. You know, their love language might be acts of service, you know, driving you somewhere, taking care of you. We have here golden mirror, self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. And maybe they've experienced this, or maybe they didn't know whether you liked them, and so maybe that's why they retreated. Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming. Yeah, maybe they have a big crush on you right away in the beginning and they're not telling you. Maybe when they saw you, it's like, you know, like Cupid's arrow. Love hit them right away. Well, that's all I have for you, pal. I hope it resonated with you. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the reading. And if you want a private reading with me, you can always email me. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 2, the green jade stone. This is your reading. We're looking at what your future spouse will hide about themselves in the beginning. So let's see. Queen of Wands. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. Hierophant. And the 2 of Pentacles. I feel like with the Queen of Swords, you know, they come across as confident, as charming, you know. And I feel like secretly they sometimes feel very insecure. I also feel like they might feel a bit insecure because maybe you're very attractive. Maybe they fear that someone else is going to come in and get your attention. And yeah. But there's something about insecurity here, but I feel like they hide that vulnerability behind, you know, charisma, being charming. This image here on the Queen of Wands card is about a pageant. You know, it says Miss USA, second place. Ooh, so they might always felt like second place, you know, not good enough, not always chosen. That is good. Beauty queen. Yeah, so maybe you are a beauty queen or beauty king. Again, they might be insecure about that. maybe what I'm also seeing here is that they had like a different impression of you in the beginning. They might have thought that, you know, because you're so beautiful, that you must be like full of yourself, or you must be talking to a lot of people, or that you must be already taken or something like that. Yeah. And they're kind of like hiding that they had that first impression of you. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like, you know, they're probably going through a lot of big life changes when you meet. Maybe some sort of financial shift or career change, or maybe even relocating. And maybe this happened already. And they're kind of maybe hiding how unstable things once were, because they don't want you to think that they're unsteady. You know, they want you to see them as a good partner, right? Like someone who makes good decisions, someone who's like has their life together and all that, is not unstable. With the two dices here, I feel like they might see you as a risk or something. Like dating you might be a risk. You know, for instance, they might fear being cheated on because maybe you're attractive, you have a lot of options. Maybe they need to relocate, or maybe there are some differences, or maybe people around them might not be okay with this relationship or not accepting. Like there is some sort of risk involved here that they fear, and they might not be letting that on. It could be also, you know, maybe you work together. Maybe they're your boss. Maybe you work for the same institution here with the Hierophant. But yeah, there's definitely, they feel like you are a risk, and they're hiding that too. How much they're kind of struggling maybe with taking this risk as well. But they do want something serious here with the Ace of Pentacles. They are definitely offering something serious here. And with the Nine of Swords, they kind of struggle with anxiety, overthinking, sleepless nights, you know. They might be like really fearful that you're gonna find someone else. I keep going back to the Queen of Wands. I don't know why. She's the focal point here in the reading. Yeah, they just think you might be out of their league or too good to be true or something like that. And that keeps them up at night. Like the thought of you like being with someone else like crushes them, right? And they don't show this easily, right? Because they want to appear weak. With the Hierophant and the Two of Pentacles, you know, they might hide pressure from family or tradition, or a conflict between following kind of the expected path and kind of choosing their own. You know, they kind of as well juggle with responsibilities and expectations, but they won't reveal this to you until they trust you. So again, I feel like you're a risk, and they're kind of struggling with that in the beginning. They're overthinking, should I do this? Because they see you as the Ace of Pentacles. They see you as this opportunity for something long lasting, right? They want to offer you the pentacle, but again, it comes with risk. I feel like it's maybe like expectations from society or something like that, or maybe you're working together. Yeah, maybe there's an age differences in social class. Let's see, for Pal 2. Oh, it could also, what I'm hearing is maybe this person has kind of written off marriage. Maybe they think it's too risky or something like that. Maybe they don't want to try again because they got burned. Maybe they've been divorced. Maybe they've been in a long-term relationship that didn't work out. And maybe they see people around them getting divorced, and they see the consequences that these people undergo, and they kind of are hesitant about that as well. Or just in general, love feels kind of risky to them. Tell me more. What is Pal 2's future spouse hiding in the beginning about themselves? Yeah, there's something maybe about like friends and family being in their ear. You know, are you sure about Pal 2? Are you sure this is like a good match? And they're not telling you that. We have here the Knight of Swords. We have here the Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, the King of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Justice card. So with the Knight of Swords, you know, they come across as someone who's like fast moving, someone who knows what they want, someone who's bold and fearless and decisive. But they hide this inner conflict that they have, you know, with the Nine of Swords. Deep down, they have fears. Even though they might be asking you out on a date, you know, first date, it says you on the card. They're asking you out, they're planning dates, they're pursuing you here with the Knight of Swords. But deep down, they're still trying to, not choose, but still are very fearful or have doubts about this working out. Because there's a risk, right? And there's something also, maybe this, you also feel that this relationship is a risk. Maybe you are actually the one who is also, you know, maybe a bit hesitant about love and dating, and maybe you're the one who also has people in your ear about, you know, about your future spouse. Maybe you also kind of fear or face kind of like expectations from friends and family, and maybe this. So you're kind of reluctant, and they kind of are secretly maybe a bit annoyed about that, or they kind of maybe hide their impatience. Maybe they want to go faster. With the Knight of Swords, they also maybe kind of act before they fully think things through. Knight of Swords is also someone who's very blunt. So maybe this person is very blunt and honest, and you're the Queen of Wands. You don't put up with that. So I feel like they maybe know that. So they kind of maybe hide their more blunt remarks, I guess. With the Page of Pentacles and the Justice card, they kind of present themselves as established and balanced, right? They may actually still be kind of learning and building, you know, with the Page of Pentacles. Or they're kind of making up for past mistakes, right? They're hiding the student side, you know, that they still are learning and don't know sometimes what they are doing. It's interesting that message also came up in the first pile. You know, they also had a future spouse that wanted to appear, you know, like they've already had it all figured out. And I see the same thing with you. Maybe that's just something that most people do, I guess. And the Four of Wands and Nine of Pentacles, they want you to see them as independent and stable and ready for commitment, right? Yeah. But I feel like with the Four of Wands, let me clarify that, to be honest. Why is the Four of Wands here? Why is the Four of Wands here? Five of Pentacles. And the Hanged Man. I feel like with the Four of Swords, Four of Wands, sorry, they want that, you know? They want to move in with you. They want the marriage, they want the family, they want the kids. But it's kind of blocked here by the Five of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So I don't know if it's you or them or both of you. You know, Five of Pentacles are feelings of abandonment, right? Being excluded, being left out in the cold, lack energy. You see here how she's sweating? Could be you or them. So apply it. If it's them, if they might outwardly appear that, you know, they want to move in, they want to go fast, but deep on the inside, they're still fearful of things going wrong. It's not that they don't want you, because in the cards, I see that their only focus is on you, to be honest. They're not really focused on other people. But I do feel like this person has always been independent here with the Nine of Pentacles. And maybe, again, they've been burned in love and don't want a relationship again before they meet you, but you change their mind. But that doesn't mean that they're still kind of dealing with these old mindset of you know, wanting to be single, right? They're still, it still makes them nervous. It still triggers them. It could also be you. Maybe you are the one who's hesitant. Maybe you are the one who's like, I don't know if you should move in just yet. Maybe wait. And that kind of makes them insecure. Maybe they feel like you're going to leave them, or that they're not good enough. And it kind of, they might appear as very understanding and all that. But on the inside, it does hurt them, right? Hanged Man is like, it's energy of pause, of not taking action. It's like you're in this energy of suspension. So I feel like you or them don't want to rush, and the other person kind of does. So there's this conflict. There's delay here in the union. And there needs to be some sort of release, you know. The Hanged Man is about surrender, releasing, surrendering to your fears of abandonment. So that's something that they're kind of dealing with, and they're not really telling you that. Regardless whether you or they are the one who is kind of hesitant, because even if you're hesitant, that still brings up insecurity in them, right? That still brings up this fear of abandonment, that you're gonna lose interest in them, that you don't want them. And yeah, I feel like they also kind of miss their freedom. Maybe sometimes they don't really tell that, you know. They're kind of adjusting to commitment, being in a commitment again. And with the King of Wands, I feel like they have these very high standards of themselves with the King of Wands. You know, they have to be attractive, confident, funny, charismatic. And, you know, they show confidence and leadership. But privately, they kind of maybe worry about being, you know, good enough as well. Let's get some other cards here. Tell me for pile 1. What does the future spouse hide about themselves in the beginning? Fear. Fear of letting go, losing control. I know you're done. Yeah, they fear that you are going to leave them. That's what they're hiding. Have you moved on? Yeah. For some of you, there might be a no contact situation. Definitely not for everyone. I never saw you more than a friend or acquaintance. Yeah, that's maybe something that they're also afraid of, that you just see them more as a friend. I don't get that they feel that way. Maybe that's also the risk. Maybe you start out as friends or an acquaintance or a colleague, and they need to take a risk on you and maybe tell you that they have feelings, and that kind of scares them. Because maybe they fear that you're going to say that you just see them as a friend. I love myself enough to walk away. Yeah, there's something about them knowing that you have confidence and self-worth. You know, you're the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands. And they are kind of fearful of making the wrong move or making a mistake. And they know that you would walk away. I get the sense the energy is... like, how do you see you is with one foot out the door and one foot in the door. So you're half committed. You're still testing them, and that kind of makes them nervous. They know that if they see something that you don't like, that you're gonna move on. My mind and heart are in conflict. Yeah. So their heart wants you, but their mind is like, is it gonna work out? We're different, or my family doesn't approve, or we're friends. What if I lose this friendship? What if it becomes awkward? So yeah, they're definitely in conflict here with themselves. Okay, well, that's all I have for you, pile 2. I hope it resonated with you. Please comment, tell me what it resonated, like the video, and subscribe for more videos. And if you want a private reading, you can always email me. Have a good day. Yeah, my email's in the description box below. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, pile 3, the Lapis Lazuli. So this is your reading. We're looking at what your future spouse is hiding from you and about themselves in the beginning. So let's see. For some of you, you might start out as friends, so they might be hiding that they like you. We have here the page, the Six of Cups. We have the Two Wands. We have here the Devil. We have the Nine of Wands, the Lovers, and we have the Sun card. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, I just saw that the Ten of Cups kind of flipped over here. Interesting. I will keep that here as well. You know, with the Six of Cups, they might feel like, you know, they've known you all their life, you know. For some people, they might even suspect that you guys have known each other in past lives. They could definitely feel like this soulmate kind of connection here, right? Like, for some of you, especially if you're dealing with someone who's like really spiritual and highly evolved, they might get like intuition that you guys have known each other from past life. With Six of Cups, it could also be that kind of childhood wounds or an old ex of theirs might still kind of influence them, those wounds that they've acquired in those situations. And they kind of hide also a deep longing for purity, innocence, safety, belonging somewhere, you know, with the Six of Cups. They want something pure, wholesome. This person might be secretly kind of a hopeless romantic, kind of hiding that. This is someone very sentimental. They might kind of also collect stuff from your dates, take a lot of pictures. Like, they're collecting a lot of memories as well. Maybe they keep thinking about you over and over in their head. But there's something about them keeping stuff or taking pictures, a lot of pictures. I could see this person, you know, maybe like making a scrapbook, you know, for your first year anniversary, you know, with like all these memories, pictures, or maybe like tickets, maybe from a concert that you went to, or tickets to a movie theater, you know. And also with the Two of Wands, they also kind of present themselves as like confident, right? But secretly they're kind of unsure here, because Two of Wands is about planning, you know. It's this vision that you have for the future. And they may come across as someone, or they like to present themselves as someone who's like already has a vision for the future, but secretly they don't know maybe what exactly where they want to be 5 years from now. But they don't want you to think that they're not a good catch, right? So they present themselves as someone who knows what they want, but secretly they're kind of standing at a crossroad here, right? They're unsure of how to move forward in life, maybe also in how to move forward into this partnership, right? They're still kind of mapping out their future. And with the Devil, they hide temptations, right? Maybe they have some very asexual fantasies about you. Maybe they have some sort of secret kinks or something that they don't know that you would be into. Yeah, maybe they hide that, like secret fantasies. And with the Devil, they might also fear control. They might also be a bit obsessed with you. They might have an unhealthy attachment. Could be an anxious attachment or an avoidant attachment. Or they have like toxic habits, you know, maybe drinking too much, eating too much, spending too much time on their phone or gaming too much. They're kind of like hiding these toxic or habits. And this is not what they want you to see at first, right? So could be also maybe a past with addiction or yeah. I also feel like this person might have maybe some shames around their asexuality, or fantasies they have when it comes to SEX, right? All of that. Yeah. With the Knight of Wands, they kind of act guarded before they fully open up, because, you know, they've been hurt before. Sometimes they get a bit defensive, and they won't immediately show their vulnerability here with the Nine of Wands. I also feel like this person also is very stubborn about you, as in they're not going to give up easily to you. And that's the Devil energy next to the Lovers. So they might kind of feel that you're special, you know? We have the Lovers and the Six of Cups. That's soulmate energy. We have also the Devil. That's trying to control something. So yes, they kind of feel that they find their soulmate, but they're still kind of using unhealthy attachments or toxic habits to fully manifest this soulmate relationship with you. And that's not what you can do with a soulmate, right? So it's like they're still trying to control the situation here with the Devil. So they might manipulate or do other stuff because, or be very persistent, not take no for an answer because they want you, right? They feel a special connection to you. You're special. No one has like affected them like this in a while here, right? So they're kind of like stubborn about you. And yeah, but despite this shadow, you know, like I said, their true heart is very pure. They definitely are a pure person. Hope is romantic, but they want real love. They want union with you, with the Lovers and the Sun. They want the happy ending. Ten of Cups as well. They want that, like that family life maybe with you. And that kind of, I feel like their soul and they kind of like yearn for that forever after, right? So they just hide that. They hide the fact that they're a hopeless romantic. What else for pile 3? Let's see. What does their future spouse hide about themselves in the beginning? At first. Four of Wands. We have the Hierophant, the Knight of Cups, Seven of Swords, the Magician, and the Page of Cups. Wow, this person is hooked on you. King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Very attracted to you. Very, very attracted to you. This person is like all in from the beginning. That's what they're hiding, you know. They don't want you to scare off because of their intensity. Yeah, this person desires stability. Here with you with the Four of Wands, you know, this is about celebration, marriage, commitment, family. And on the surface, they might seem casual or playful. I don't see them like treating you as like a situationship. Not at all. I see this person, you know, courting you and all that. But yeah, with the Hierophant, they might also kind of hide their respect for tradition or values. This might be someone who is like believes in traditional family values. Maybe they want, if they're a man, for instance, someone who stays at home with the kids, and they don't know where you stand on like family dynamics. So they kind of maybe hide that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're the one who wants like a traditional family, and they kind of go with it because they like you so much, you know. Or maybe there's something about them hiding a bit how religious they are, or maybe the opposite. Maybe you're religious and they're kind of again going with it to present themselves as more religious than they are. Could go either way. Yeah, there's something maybe about them hiding their traditions, their values, their spiritual principles, maybe like political ideology as well. How they see life, like how they envision you guys' marriage and all that. Yeah, so they're kind of cautious about revealing their beliefs as well. This might be also someone who wouldn't like it if you date other people. You know, they kind of hide their jealousy. Maybe this is someone who's very monogamous and they wouldn't like it if you were talking to other people. But, you know, they might be hiding that in the beginning because they don't want to come across as too jealous or crazy. And with the Knight of Cups, it kind of, again, hide this romantic and sensitive side. This is a hopeless romantic. They might not show you, you know, that deep feelings or charm or emotional gestures, right? Because they need to feel safe here. And with the Seven of Swords, this is the shadow that they hide, right? They might be strategic, manipulative, scheming, cautious. Again, I feel like they feel you're like their soulmate or something like that. They might not say it in these terms, but they definitely want something serious with you. And the issue here is that they're still in the Devil energy, Seven of Swords energy. They're using that energy to manifest this. And again, you can't manifest a soulmate relationship from a low vibration, right? They don't have malicious intentions here with Seven of Swords, but they definitely mask their true intentions and fears or past mistakes. Maybe they hide that they once were the Seven of Swords, you know, lying, avoiding feelings as well, manipulative, strategic, scheming, all that. Yeah, Magician as well is someone who's very charming, who plays tricks. Yeah, this person knows people. They know how to read people. They're very emotionally intelligent, but they might not always use that in good ways. With the Magician here, I could also see them maybe doing like spell work on you know? Do like a love spell. Magician is literally the someone who is, you know, a magus or a warlock, you know, someone who does magic. And they hide their personal power and kind of the ability to manifest their desires. This is someone who's really good at manifesting. Like, they've set their eyes on you and they know that you guys are going to happen. No matter if you deny it or something like that, they know that you guys are going to happen. And they hide that. They hide the certainty. And they maybe appear like very normal in tradition here with the Hierophant. Traditional, you know, they don't do magic, but they're actually very powerful and very resourceful and very capable of kind of shaping reality. This might be someone who has like power, maybe money, connections, and they might use that to maybe get you to date them or something like that, or maybe watch you or something like that. It's very interesting because we have the Hierophant, which is more traditional, and then the Magician is more the occult. So they might appear as very traditional, but in actuality they might do some sort of occult practice here. With the Page of Cups, they also hide their vulnerability, right? Their hope is romantic, but it's funny that they might not be emotionally expressive in the beginning, right? They appear very guarded. But underneath that, there's a very tender soul who loves romance, who loves love, and all that. So let's see. What else can you tell me about pile 3? What is their future spouse hiding about themselves in the beginning? There's something about holding your hand. Maybe they want to hold your hand like during the first date, but they're kind of holding themselves back, not doing it. I'm seeing like that scene from Pride and Prejudice where Darcy kind of helps Elizabeth into the carriage after Elizabeth, you know, visited her sister when she was visiting Mr. Bingley, I believe. And so there's this moment, there's this shot in the 2005 movie where they touch hands. And in that time, that was very intimate, right? That you don't really do that. And then he kind of, yeah, see how intimate that moment was. So they maybe want to hold your hand or something like that. I'm almost ready. Okay, maybe they still need to cut some loose ends or something in their life before they can fully commit to you. I want to apologize. Maybe they did something. Maybe you're a bit mad at them, but they're not want to let you go. Let's see, what else? Tell me, what are they hiding in the beginning about themselves? I want to talk. Maybe you're a bit mad at them in the beginning. I need more time to figure things out. I'm almost ready. It's like they're sure about you, but maybe they need some time or something to finish something. I wish we talked more. Yeah, they want to talk to you more. Maybe you're not ready yet. I mean, it could definitely be them because we have the 9 of Wands, right? The devil, they're still kind of in that devil energy. They still need to kind of release that energy. I pretend that I don't care. Yeah, they come across as very easygoing and, you know, very practical and all that. Not very emotionally expressive, but on the inside they care. There's this very intense persona that they're hiding. I wouldn't be surprised if they have like strong Scorpio in their chart, you know. And this person keeps score of everything. Yeah, interesting. Okay, that's all I have for you, pile 3. I hope it resonated with you. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the reading. And if you want a private reading with me, you can always email me. My email's in the description box below. Have a good one. Bye-bye.